What's up, guys? Damnation-n-Hellfire here, your wonderful VP Crow's Nest host. I'm the hostess with the mostest. Yeah, okay, whatever. Tonight we got Ross,
Good evening.
our sponsored fisherman.
That's right.
We got Shane,
Hello, peoples.
and we got Dan.
Hey.
Hope everybody's got your paper towels because this week it's all about the bounty. So let's get some screen sharing going, and we'll just go over some other stuff here real quick. All right, so first off, we got the patch notes. Of course, bounty is this week. We'll talk about that here in a little while. Forsaken Mission, week 2 of our whole 2-week Forsaken missions this time between raids. Just new things that got added in this time was explosive resistors, just like all the other resistors we've had. You can now get ones for explosive as well. And the skirmish battery, MKCTX. Let's talk about that battery for a little bit. I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think?
I would agree.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well,
I mean,
at first, I was thinking not, but I mean, if it's just like an add-on, it's cool. But in certain areas, if you're just going to cover some things on it, we got better things already. Don't use it somewhere where you're using cloak time already.
Well, didn't we just determine that? Is this cloak time or cloak efficiency?
That's cloak time.
Gotcha.
Full time.
So, I mean, it serves a lot of useful purposes, though, in my opinion. You know, like you can use it with subs, you can use it with the surface ships that we have because it gives you the increased damage and splash reduction if they ever get splash reduction working correctly. But, I mean, I think it's cool, and you can stack other damage specials along with it. You know, I was exploring that with Strike Warheads earlier, and Strike Warheads and this special do stack, so you get the damage buff from both of them. So I think that's pretty sweet.
That's what I'm saying. If it stacks with the other ones, yeah, I can agree with it. But if it's to replace, like the one we have for cloak time and concussive damage, that special right there, if you couldn't use both of those, just that one or the other, I'd use the one we've had because it's twice as powerful as that. We're at 50% cloak time, and it's like 50% concussive damage. That's double of what that special does.
All right.
You know, so that's why I was saying I wouldn't go replacing old batteries with this right here because you're going to be doing a lot less time down underwater, you know.
Yeah.
On the older subs.
But I mean, I think it's a good addition to our arsenal, you know, because we got the skirmish raid coming up, and I'm sure this will probably see some use in that. So, you know, good deal. Explosive resistors, you know, whatever. We got one. We're starting to get them for all damage types now, so that's just another one to put in the pile that I hardly ever use anyway, because I'm a big fan of speed that generally over 3% more resistance or 15% more resistance or whatever they give. Because by the time I'm putting this on with all my armors and stuff, the resistance I'm getting out of them is extremely minimal. You know, probably only like 1% or something like that. So we got some campaigns going on too. We got the Heavy Metal Meltdown campaign that you can take and do with your hunters. I like the concept of this campaign running during any other bounty. This campaign would be great. This bounty, not so much, because this bounty just sucks balls. But I like the concept, though, that it's a campaign that gives you your uranium that you can use to do all the upgrades on your outposts, you know, to get to your level 4 OP or whatever for bounty. So I really like the concept of running this in conjunction with bounty, and I would be really happy if it was any other bounty.
Okay, now for me, I ran this right here with my fangs, and I like driving subs. And to me, that was actually a fun target. And I mean, I got out of it with instant map repair on each of them also, but the new target was cool as far as driving my subs in it too. I did like them.
Well, that's good to know.
I would agree. I've only done the price pack one, but it was a different. It's the targets aren't exactly the same as the same what we've seen before, so I enjoyed them as well. I actually did it with the Proto Tide Seeker and found that to be a very effective fleet. So I like the target as well.
So just out of curiosity, how many protos do you have? Do you have 5 or do you have 4?
I have 5.
Gotcha. That would explain why you probably have a much different experience in some of these campaigns than what I do, because I only have 4. And so I'm missing, like, some of the buffs and whatnot. So
Right. And that makes a huge difference.
It really does. It's surprising how much of a difference that makes after you factor in diminishing returns and stuff. You wouldn't think it would be that much, but it is.
Yes. And that's actually what I was running into on the whole Proto series, with the Proto Centurions as well. When you're even, you have 3 ships, 4 ships, they do so poorly compared to 5.
Right. Which, brings me to an interesting thing, and this is totally off topic, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because I think it's a pretty cool idea. Like, so many of these hulls now count on having 5 in the fleet, but nobody ever wants to build the 5th one because they know a flag's going to come for it, so they just, have to have that 5th one that they build of the regular ones laying around never doing anything. Wouldn't it be badass if we could build 5 and then use the difference in the shipyard time if we had built the flag instead to, like, upgrade one of the 5 that we already have built? So it's just like, okay, I'm going to put this in my dock and it'll take me 5 days to upgrade it to the flag, but then it'll be the flag and I don't have to, like, you get what I'm saying there?
I do.
I think that would be a cool idea. From a programming perspective, I don't know how much of a pain in the ass that would be, but I think it would be freaking awesome.
I totally agree. No, that would be.
Because, like, think about those people that have, like, 5 regular Inferno Dragons built, for example, to try to get the most out of them. They just would have had to, like, put the other one in their dock, spend, like, 5 days to upgrade it or whatever, and they would have had a Greta's built,
Right. Crown it, or whatever. Yeah. Just take your regular one and crown it or whatever you call it and upgrade that sucker.
But the extra time that you would have spent because it's a flagship on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few days spent on flagships.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that's a great idea, so it'll probably never see the light of day, but, whatever.
No. It's a good idea, but our ideas don't count.
So we got the Hydra's Hollow campaign also running. This is probably like the 12th, 15th time we've done this one. But, I mean, it's still a good campaign. You can get your Hydra siege cruisers if you don't have them already, all your CICs for your Hydras. And you can actually get the Blood Hydra in this one, which is great.
Yeah, I'm interested in doing this one as well because of that. I don't have the Blood Hydra myself.
And like, you get, like, plenty of tokens to get you well on your way to building the Hydras if you don't have them already. So,
right. That Blood Hydra is really nice to have.
Is the mastery run, ain't that 2 times?
Yeah, I believe the mastery run is 2 times.
I mean, you could almost build a flagship, right? For 10 days?
No. I think the flag, took 20. I think mine took me 21 days or something like that. But I mean, it gets you halfway there,
Yeah.
And 10 days is a big savings on building time. So.
Oh, yes, it is.
And I thought that one right there, that I've done a couple of the masteries on it, and I've just used my subs. I thought that somebody said that one of these, that you had the hunter or the fang targets, the different ones. Has anybody seen?
I'll be honest, I haven't done it this time, and it's been so long since I actually did this campaign, but I want to say you don't have to worry about the difference until, like, the mastery runs, I think.
I'm not sure either.
Okay. And I'm just curious, I mean, if anybody knew that it tell you when you went into it that it's safe.
Oh, no.
Why would it tell you?
If it, when you go in there right before you hit to start the battle, if it says Hydra or
I'd ask you what you were smoking before the show to ask that question, but I already know the answer to that. So,
okay. Well, I know during that raid they had it on there.
Right.
First they didn't have it on there, but then they did make it to where the other ships couldn't go in there, that because people were making those mistakes.
All right. No, there's no notification at all there. That's where they get their money, by you not knowing and you taking in the wrong fleet.
Oh.
Yeah.
We also got Path of the Continent, the co-op campaign. Excellent, excellent campaign. I love this. The first time we had it, and I still love doing this. I helped Shane
Helped
get
me
some
out on the last one, yeah.
get him some Buccaneer build tokens, because that was something he missed out on his 7-month hiatus getting a full fleet built. So the only thing I really hope that they put like the the Buccaneers boon in the upcoming raid, because let's be honest, Bucks without a boon suck.
Yes.
Right. And actually, it's not really a fleet worth having without the boon at this point in the game. So, being that they do offer this, I would like to see the boon offered as well for those people that are just now getting the Buccaneer fleet together.
It'd be nice if they put it.
I don't necessarily know that I would say the fleet's not worth having without the boon. The boon, don't get me wrong, the boon makes a hell of a difference. But even if you only have like 4 regular ones, you can still go out and do the lower level base parts targets.
Oh,
so
yes.
For people who don't have something to do those, it's still definitely worth their time to build it, even if they don't have the flag.
Oh, that's true. I didn't mean to sound like that. And it will earn you base parts, which will further your game. So it's truly a needed haul.
That's how I'm getting by, but it is,
No, yeah, don't, like I said, don't get me wrong. The flagship makes a hell of a difference, but you can still do stuff with them without the flag, just not at top level.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if they put the boon in the campaign, like they did the Blood Hydra in the other campaign. It would be nice if it was a.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get why they didn't, since this one's co-op, but it would be nice to see. Okay, if you're going to run this to get the regular boon out there, the regular bucks out there, run another campaign in conjunction with it. That's just for the boon,
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be nice. I mean, I'd like to be able to get it.
But here's my thoughts. But if you can get the Hydras, if you're able to get the Hydras, I wouldn't worry about the Bucks so much, because the Hydras do so much better in those targets.
Yeah, but the Buccaneers are in my position. They're what I already had going, and I'm actually working on an Inferno Dragon fleet at the moment.
Well,
yeah, I was gonna say, I think you had what, 2 bucks built, I think, before you quit.
I had 3 bucks built going into the first raid, and I quit.
You had no height.
I never did the first raid. Yeah, I had the regular. I did that TLC that got the Hydras, but get the flagship.
And let's be honest, not everybody's going to be able to do the Hydra campaign too.
That's what I'm saying. If you're able to do the Hydra campaign, that's the campaign that I would worry about the most to get done.
Yeah, that's one I've been working on myself mostly. That and the other one that takes the icebreakers. I think we're fixing to be coming up to that one.
Next, actually, we're doing the Turn the Tides campaign. That's the one where you use your hunters or your fangs to get the proto Tide Hunter. So, in the first prize pack, you get the whole weapon and 1-day build token, and then down you get 5 hydraulic resistors, which is probably like one of, aside from the build tokens, is probably the best thing in this whole thing. You get the PBX payload, 2 days worth of build tokens, and then in the third one you get advanced concussive payload, gale defense, 5 of those, and 2 more days worth of build tokens. And then the prize pack 4, you get the Gatling gun 2, the agility system 4, which also is great. That's actually probably even a little bit higher than the hydraulic resistors on my list. And then you get 5 days worth of build tokens. So not a bad little campaign.
Yeah, getting 5 of those extra items, the agilities, the gales, and such.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but I probably will run through and do it, just because that's almost enough tokens to build an entire proto by itself right there. And that'd give me the 5th one that I'm lacking. So
sweet.
Turret's Terror campaign. This is one where you can use your icebreakers, and you can get some of the older turrets like the Glacial Launcher, the Epic Cat Morts, the Adder Strike turret, not the new one, the old one. Better point that out. And the Omega Pyro rockets that go on top of your OP. And then there you get some generic structure build tokens in there and some specific build tokens for those turrets that you get. Although this is kind of, I did note this. It's odd that you get a token for the Epic Cat and you get a token for the Adder Strike, but you don't get a token for the Glacial Launcher turret, do you?
Yeah, that is kind of.
Well, they say to do the icebreakers on this one, but myself, I've been doing them with the 2 Zelos and 3 Monos, that configuration, and I am taking 0 damage on the whole campaign.
That's good. That's good. If you could do it that way, that is awesome.
I don't have to drive them split up or nothing. I just keep them all together and just drive them just like you do the icebreakers. I just don't go driving through the target. I kite, you know.
Right.
Right.
I don't take any damage at all.
Yeah, 0 damage is always a good thing. Bug fixes and tunings. The big one, my personal opinion, especially for PvP, is cannot select a player if they have a guard fleet set. I know that was lots of complaining about going on about that, so I'm glad they got that fixed. The fleet management one, where when your fleet was stuck docking, whenever you returned to the base prior to it docking from doing the recall feature on the map, that's been addressed. Traps, defending fleets will now attack behind traps. That's a pretty big one for PvP base defense, because there's nothing like having your guard sitting there just looking at them while they're like killing it, like be a splash or whatever.
When that, like the remote mortars and all that stuff weren't shooting because the gate was still up.
Well, not only that, but like, say for example, if I had my my impact cruiser sitting directly behind my Seagate wall or whatever, it wouldn't shoot at all until after the wall was dead.
Well, then I wouldn't mind going back to the cannot select a player if they have a guard fleet set. Is that working for you, or is because from my screen in my game that hasn't changed? It has not. It's not.
I know. Shane was out. He got hit earlier today, and he went and clicked the guy, and the guy had a guard on him. Shane was able to click him.
Yeah, I clicked his guard fleet, clicked him. I mean, everything was working correctly from my point of view in the game.
Apparently, that's just your mutant ability kicking in again, Ross.
I know it. Oh well. Yeah.
Let's see. For the campaigns, already owned prizes and uncompleted campaign runs were displaying placeholder text. Okay. Also for campaigns, when a campaign was activated, the import button did not consistently update correctly. Yeah, I ran across that one a few times. Forsaken R&D, all manufacturing items were being locked after speed up research. And last but not least, others, minor bug fixes and performance improvements.
Yeah, I like that. I always like that one. Yeah.
I guess they're always telling us they swept the floor when they finished.
Right. I mean, hopefully soon we'll see splash reduction has been fixed, but who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Bounty. Yeah, let's talk about bounty. First, we're going to run through the major prizes, and then we're going to just actually talk about the event itself. Let's see. So, new, we got the Revenant, we got the Serb Rocket 6s, the Pyroclastic 2, and the Zip Drive, and the Habit Gatling gun. Curators back in there from last month. People who missed out on Halos, Jabs, or Phlogistons, Cold Snaps, can all pick those all up now. Haymaker Drone 1s, you can get them, pick them up for 5,000 points. Although, honestly, I would just say get them in the FM as opposed to here, to be quite honest, because getting 5,000 points in bounty this time around is way more difficult than getting 1 million or 2 million points in the FM. The CMCR Reloader, the Conservator, well, you got a Freets back. Of course, you know, long ass build tokens for a bunch of those turrets. That's probably like all the important stuff. Defender class VXP tokens, which if you did VXP weekend and were able to kill stuff, you should be good with that. Defender class 1 day build tokens, those are nice. And of course, Conquer Class 1 day build tokens. You can claim 3 of both of those. I always think this is funny that they have the Conquest Shipyard tokens in Bounty. Like, if you don't have the Conquest Shipyard built already, then what are the odds that you're out actually participating in Bounty?
Yeah, that is true.
Because I don't know anybody that has all kinds of extra regular shipyard time that they're like, oh, I can build a PvP fleet now. Ross, do you want to talk about the Revenant?
Sure. Yeah,
just kind of go through and highlight it a little bit.
All right. It is a Conquer Forsaken Hull. Tier 7, of course. Does have max weight, 20,000. Its standard armor points, 2.3 million. This one here is a concussive range, or it's a concussive hull. So it's going to have a concussive range boost of 12.2%, a reload boost, 75%. And here it does have a concussive damage boost of 85%. So those are all good stats to know. I mean, that just comes. This is the concussive hull for the 7 series. So
that leads me to believe that next raid we're getting like 3 new concussive turrets, and then we'll get a chance to get another one of them again in the FM the week after that. That's my big tinfoil hat.
I would think, it will be around the corner. So this one does have a big concussive deflection, 1.686 million. That's where it's going to be. It has the same standard combat speed 26, map speed 40, thermal imaging of 78. So this hull is going to be very similar to the other hulls in the tier 7. It's got the same pass-throughs. It's going to be killed by the same things that kill the others.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I do like about, I totally understand and agree that tier 7 PvP has been a mess from start to finish. But the one thing I do like is the hulls are all kind of standardized, and they just switch, like what it gives, what kind of damage bonuses it gives, and what it has deflection against. But other than that, they're all kind of the same. So it's easy to like build fleets that travel together and do all that stuff the same. That's the one thing I do like about the whole tier 7 system that we got going now.
I do like that too.
But yeah, I mean, this is obviously going to be our the next big base hitter, So it's going to have problems with the corrosive turrets that are abundant out there right now until we get some kind of fix for that. So, but like I said, I'm sure there's probably going to be a whole bunch of concussive turrets in the upcoming raid, so you're probably going to need this to fight those. And then we got the Serb 6s. Go, Shane. Shane, are you there?
Yep.
Okay.
This is explosive. It adds into the explosive tier 7 group. It's not the gargoyle. So this is the Cerberus short range 105. Does the million damage between 7 salvo. So I don't know, it doesn't look real strong to me, but I'm kind of out of the loop in the way things go right now.
I'll be honest.
Would this be a stopper like the Draconian scatter gun or not?
It depends. Well, honestly, no. I think honestly, out of all the different schools of turrets that are going right now, I think explosive came out on the shit end of the stick.
That's what I've been hearing about the mortars too. My base used to be explosive heavy with the epic cataclysms going, and that seems to be it does nothing to nothing anymore. My mortars and stuff. And from what I'm seeing in deflections and breaking this down, it doesn't seem like it's really that strong to be like what it should be, a stopper. It's supposed to be a stop sign out there in front of your base. Take this down or it's going to hurt you. And this doesn't seem that to me.
Yeah, I'm not impressed by the mortars or by the rockets that are in this, or by the new serve in this school at all. The only thing I think is worth having out of the whole explosive school is the cold snaps, and that's just for the effect, not for the damage. You know, being able to shut down the tack fields is pretty big right now.
Yeah. And that's the 191 range, right? The cold snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, 60 to 191.
Well, no.
No.
The cold snap one is the longer one. The serve here is the 105.
Right, the serve's 105. The cold snap is the long range, but it
Yeah.
has a short, but it has a cutoff range.
Oh, it has a donut hole in it.
Yep.
Okay. So minimum of 60, but 191 max.
Yep.
Okay.
So like, I don't know. What do you got? What Dan and Ross? What do you guys think about this turret?
It's not impressive to me. I don't think I'll get it.
No. I mean,
All right, so we all seem to be in agreement on this one. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ross.
they just it's just I would have liked to seen it with the same punch as the draconian scatter. It should be in my book. It's just not. So it just doesn't math wise if you divide the salvo and the damage type. So it's not. And it's got even a lower projectile speed. I mean, so it's really not.
Cool. So yeah, we're all in agreement. It's garbage. Pyroclastic 2. Go, Dan.
Pyroclastic 2. Another tier 7 weapon for it's a thrower, radioactive, projectile speed of 450. Only has an 8 splash, spread of 50, range of 191. With a damage of 1.3 million. 10 salvos, reload time of 10. You know, this turret, this could be a good turret. I'm really looking forward to this one.
See, I don't like this one. The only thing I think this one is good for, in my personal opinion, is buffing up your flogs. Because let me tell you, I discovered today, flogs really hurt a witch doctor. Just saying.
Oh yeah,
Just saying.
But
they do.
yeah, I think when I figured out the original damage on this, I had it wrong, and I was excited, and then I forgot to cut it in half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to complete the series of the radioactives. Well, no, is it? It's not actually, is it? We're still the close range short, right?
Well, no, I think we don't have the one. We don't have the one range, but we can have a maximum of 8. So,
Right.
I mean, yeah, so you can get out all the bonuses, but you can't. We don't have the long range one yet.
Okay.
I always wonder if we're going to get a long range radioactives, because like radioactive, I don't think that we ever had like a long range radioactive.
No.
This is the longest. 191's the longest.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
I mean, it's usually like a 130 or what they were before, you know, like your glacial launcher. That's like whatever our launchers have ever been. The cryos, remember the cryo launchers we had and that kind of stuff. They're about 130, around in that range is what they were always. But with the bigger footprint, I can see the 191 is why they went up to that.
Like, and I've never been a big fan of the thrower rocket or the thrower launchers thingy, the throwers, because they like shoot at a spot and then continue to shoot at that same spot until they're done going through their salvo. So like a lot of the damage that they're putting out, you can just kind of avoid by just like sailing right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was like, flamethrowers that they used in like Vietnam and stuff, and they would track you as you were going through the channel, I might be a much bigger fan of throwers. But it's like, oh, you're just burning this one little spot, well, I'll hop over the fire and keep on going.
Let's see.
And then we got the zip drive. That's Forsaken. Obviously, it's only for Conquerors and Defenders. Plus 19% weapon weight. And then it gives you reload and concussive damage of 40% and 75%.
And speed.
And speed, combat speed of 15. So not a bad special, in my opinion.
I kind of feel like it's made for the new ship that just came out, because it's just a little bit slower than some of the others. I think with this special, it'll bring it back up in speed with like your MSC and stuff, you know. Because I mean, that's one thing on the new ship there. It is a little bit slower in combat speed than the others.
Is it really? Because I thought they were standard across the board, except for changing.
So did I.
No, they differ. 28, 26, 24 mile an hour.
Oh, well, okay. Well, hey, even I learned something new on my show today, so there you go. But I mean, yeah, I think it'll be for those who are going to go down the route of wanting to do the concussive ship. I think it's a great special for them. And then, last but not least, I think this is the last one. Yeah, we got the Havoc Gatling gun. Ross, we'll go back to you for this one.
All right. Excuse me, clear my voice here. That's Forsaken Tech, and this one also only goes on the Conqueror Defender, Tier 7. Now, it's a depth charge. So this one's heavy at 750 tons. The over damage is the same, 680. Now, this one does have a little faster projectile speed at 500. Splash is high at 15. Spread is 15. The range on it is 98. Damage is high. We got 40,930. A salvo of 4, and a reload time is fast at 3. Does have the same submerged damage. So, you know, I do like this weapon. It's a good weapon, and combined with the special, yeah, this could do some damage.
What's the windup on this?
Well, let's scroll down to the rest of the blueprint, and we'll
There we
talk.
go.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So yeah,
That's got a good windup.
it says so. Reload DK is 5 seconds. Maximum reload stack 18 in the battle. So
Don't mess around getting from target to target. You don't want that decay to run down on you. So.
right.
Yeah, but I mean, when it's max stacks, you get your 300% reload. And we also missed the part that for wall and building damage, it's like 32.7k, and then it gives you deflection against. My eyes aren't working. What's that say?
Ballistic.
Oh, ballistic. Yeah, ballistic deflection of 105,000.
So I mean, this is a nice weapon.
So
It's not actually just one that you have to put on for the deflection stat. This one's here can do some damage.
Yeah, and quite honestly, with having the MC Plate 3 and MC Plate 2 and MC Plate 1s, you like probably don't even need the ballistic deflection that it offers, honestly. If only we had armors that gave us corrosive and radioactive. Oh yeah, so that's the blueprints for the new stuff. So I guess we'll get in at this point, and this actually worked out pretty well because I wanted to spend like the second half of the show talking about bounty. And we're at right about the halfway point right now. So everything worked out pretty well. So yeah, let's talk about bounty. Who wants to go first? Or should I say, let's talk about the bounty that wasn't?
I can go first. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, you look entirely too happy, Ross. So we'll let you go first, and we'll bring that joy level down some.
Well, and I might even be the happy in the group. So I think I'm lacking the fun in this bounty for sure, and so much so that I don't want to participate in it. I did start it. I'm at the 10,000 mark, which is when people hear that they probably say, "Well, you're doing well." No, I'm really not doing well. In my opinion, I'm doing very poorly. I've resulted in hitting map targets, such a PvE style of game, and it's not fun. I'm hitting it seems to me like the same ones over and over, and their payout is little. It's not entertaining to me or challenging, in all honesty, and hitting players' bases is out. They can bank. there's no points in that. The most I can't even, the locator, it shows me things for people with 50/50 bounty. Okay. So that's how my bounty is. I mean, it's just almost as a past situation and hope this stuff comes out in another time. What am I actually doing is I'm somebody that gets all the prizes at all times. But in all honesty, I'm going to look at what prizes I can possibly get in other sources, because the point payout here is so horrible compared to the weekly or in other aspects of the game that this year is just a poor delivery. That's it.
Yeah, you brought up a good point there too, as far as what I can get what you can get from different sources in the game, because that in itself has been so screwed up lately. We'll see something that's a brand new prize in the FM the next week. So I don't know. Dan, what do you got? Are you there, Dan?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Push the button, Dan. Push the button.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what for sure how much bounty I'm going to play either. It's good, no fun right now, and I'm not sure what turret they're going to put in the FM that's going to screw us. That we're going to work for and put our time in to get, and they're going to put a turret in the FM. They already said that's what's going to happen. So it's like we got to pick and choose what we want to do.
Well, there won't even be an FM till after the raid. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
correct.
Right.
So, I mean, depends on what they put in the raid, too, I guess.
Yeah, the turret might be one of the turrets might be in the raid too. We don't know.
Because this is going to be an assault raid again, right?
Yeah, this is the last of the assault raid.
Indeed.
So, I mean, here's my take on this whole thing. Why would you have PvP event when you don't have the answers to make PvP currently work? They could have, and I know they're like, we got the big refactor coming. Well, that's great, dude. But you can't just give up on PvP until the refactor happens, which basically is what it feels like they have done. They could have done one very simple thing to make this a playable bounty that was multiply pointed out to them in multiple areas, was just give us the armor for versus corrosive and radioactive. That's all you had to do. That is all you had to do. Put that one little thing in the game and people would have been out bountying like a mofo.
Yeah.
Even though they'd be calling coin grab, they would still be out there doing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would if they would have had that there, I'd be spending coin. Yeah.
Well, and honestly, if they had done it when it was first brought up, it wouldn't even be a coin grab, because this was originally pointed out to them like a month ago.
Yeah. Everybody was expecting them to put it out in this week's FM. That's why they was accusing, but we didn't see it. So
yeah. I mean, I would have been out hitting bases. My base would be getting left and right also, and it'd be a fun time.
And
I loved it when we were hitting bases before, when they had things all messed up, kind of, but we could get in each other's bases, but we could also defend our base too, and it was a great time hitting bases.
Yeah,
and we weren't banking.
You drove.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The only way a lot of people could get by is if they did drive, and sometimes that didn't help them either.
Yeah,
it was a great time.
Well, and I mean, it's great that they made the top end bases on the map targets pay out a little bit more. That's all fine and dandy, but if 90% of the player base can't get into them because they have corrosive turrets in them, who the hell does that benefit? Nobody.
Well, I hit a level 92 with all corrosive turrets in it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm totally bamboozled and flabbergasted that they didn't give us the armor that we need to actually be able to participate in the event.
In chat, they're mentioning that they did even say on the forums that nothing's changed from the prior bounty.
Well, after that, he did come back and amend that post, though, to say where the top level targets were going to pay out that bonus bounty.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah, that's right. And I think they are. I think they're maybe paying 200 or something more.
Yeah, they're paying 200 to 300 more. I think I've seen. I've gotten 700. I think Shane, you said you saw
800 max.
Yeah, I got an 8.
It says on the info, it says from so much to 800, 400 to 800, and I've gotten 800 quite a few times. So it's happening. You know, we are getting that extra amount.
Okay. It's just, I mean, 800 times how many? I mean,
Yeah.
just to get, that's in the best case scenario, in all honesty. And so that's just, what a grind.
Oh, just real quick too. I would just want to take a moment and welcome Keith Nagel. Welcome to the show. I see you said it was your first time here. I hope you enjoy it. Come back in. But anyway, I just want to take a moment and welcome the new guy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's the only way I can sum it up. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what the thought process was behind all this. I'm just befuddled, bamboozled, and flabbergasted are the only words I can come up with. But I'm personally, I'm anxious to see the participation numbers for this bounty and scores for this bounty, because I'm pretty sure I know where they're going to be, but it'll be interesting to see how correct I am.
Well, I can tell you my scores are going to be low, and I'm somebody who's, I'm a leaderboard grabber. I like to see it up there, in all honesty. And this one, I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. I mean, if I could hit somebody for more than 5,000 points, maybe even have the chance to get that, would be great. I mean, I'd be willing to even prep, lose a fleet, whatever. But they can bank on me, and with a gunboat outside, you took away my fun.
I keep coming back to it. It's the only thing I can think of to say. I just don't know, man. I literally feel like, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I myself personally, I feel like at this point they just thrown their hands up in the air and said, we're not going to do anything with PvP until we do the refactor, and we just don't care about PvP until that happens.
Well, it's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what they're saying. Even though they're being told what they need to do and everything, they're not listening.
I mean, I don't know.
They're listening to the wrong people.
I don't know. No, I don't think in this case it's they're listening to the wrong people, because everybody's telling them that we've needed that freaking armor. Everybody has told them that.
Yeah.
So I don't think in this case it's listening to the wrong people so much as you were right the first time, just not listening, period. I almost get the feeling like I don't know that anybody there understands PvP and how broken it actually is at the moment. Maybe one of their 40-hour meetings needs to be sit down and let's discuss how PvP actually works. Or better yet, let's, instead of spending 40 hours of being in meetings, let's spend 40 hours of playing the game and figure out exactly how the game works.
No, that's what I would like. Yeah, just log into the game, spending a couple hours, not a few minutes actually, just a couple hours. See how your computer's running on the game. See how smooth this gameplay is, how enjoyable it is, and actually then after that, pay attention to the comms and see what the attitude of the game is at. You'll get a good idea that way. I mean, that's the true game here. Log in, play for a few hours, and watch the comms.
Yeah.
Yeah, because let's be honest, playing on the live server is way different than playing on the test server. Like, I challenge them to actually get on the live server make an account, play it like it's your main account, and spend your own money on it, and tell me if you're satisfied with this product the way it is now. I challenge you to do that.
Well, even if you didn't spend your on money, just write it down on what amount of fun would cost.
No, I don't know. They need to spend their own money, because just a chart will not. No, that won't hit them where they need to be hit to really get the impact of what we as players go through.
No, and I'd like to see that too. I just don't see it. I'd like to have I'd like to at least get them into the game, and just to see how their game is playing, and how their base is working out for them, their builds, and how they're working out, or if it's working as expected to them and their opinions. I mean, there's some smart people. They could do these ship builds also. And let's see how they are performing in their opinion. I mean,
that was the one thing I always appreciated about Swag, was he would play the game on the live server at regular players level to really know what was wrong and what was right. And I just haven't seen a CM do that in ages.
That actually made it where he could present it to us too. The new items and everything, the videos he used to make every month, he knew how to present them to us, because he knew how things worked and how to make them look exciting, you know.
And well, not only that, is in my opinion, it actually forced him. They made a video of how it works. That actually means that they had to try it.
Yeah. He used to make some cool videos. I used to love his videos.
Yeah, I think he was doing the videos on a regular server on his time doing it, and it was just awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he knew how the game worked. You know, he played. He knew. That's what they need, insight.
Yep.
So, I mean, as far as those who have participated some at this point, do we want to talk about what's working for us? I know me. As long as I take my witch doctors and a base that don't have a whole lot of heavy radioactive damage, I'm okay with that. And I only have one of them built, and I can go out and hit lots of map targets. Like I said, as long as they don't have radioactive in them, I can get through and do really good. There's still lots of bases out there that MSCs can get into. Like I hit a 115 earlier with my MSCs. So, you know, you just got to be really careful about picking and choosing what you're going to hit. I mean, it's not a total wash, but at the same point in time, it's going to take you a long time to get any points.
I know. I said I'm a guy that likes to, you know, throw fleets in and auto them with different fleets and the easier targets. But even the 90s are going to have those turrets in it. It screws me. So, and it's a lot of driving.
Yeah, I mean, personally, myself, they need to increase the payout of these by like 3 times as much as what they are now. Not just, here's an extra 200 points.
Oh yeah, need to increase the payout on everything.
Yeah, I myself, I'm just going after the anything on the map, the target that says 125 or higher. I've been trying for the bonus. There, I don't know what entitles the top tier bonus targets, but
I'm thinking it's 102 to 129 gives you the 400 to 800, and I pretty steadily get anywhere from 600 to 800 on those targets.
Okay, well then I'll go down a few numbers, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ross.
I've been hitting the ones that people leave. In all honesty, because it beats searching. I'm not into this searching game for a couple hundred points and search 80,000 times.
101 is still, it's the lower output point.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier. Is they seem to pick a real arbitrary number for what the cutoff was, because you would think it would be 100 or higher, but no, it's like 102 or higher. It's like, that's a weird number to make it at, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was funny. Shane and I were on the hangout earlier, and we were talking, and I'm like, dude, I might just do that for my bounty. Like, watch other people's battles, and when you see because you know how a lot of people will do a certain amount of target, then retreat, then go back in and finish it. I'm like, I'm just gonna start sniping people's targets, man.
Well, that pisses people off so bad.
That's a freaking pirate game, man.
Oh, I've done it too, believe me, but oh my God, the messages you get.
I got a big mailbox. I can go with hate mail.
I hit a base and got sniped already. It's my fleet sniped afterwards. In a whole different sector, guy followed me. He's so mad. He said, yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
Yep, I've had that happen. I'm like, oh, you really? You're gonna follow me 5 sectors? Whenever you call it, it's like, Dave, you are pissed.
Very determined, sir.
I mean, I wish I could be. I honestly wish I could be more positive about this bounty, but it sucks. I mean, that's the only way to sum it up. It sucks.
It's rough. I mean, being that the max you can actually get is what, 4,000 something. Yeah, I mean, because just under 5K. Otherwise, they'd be banking. Well, that's a long way to how many points are required.
Yeah, I didn't even do the math this time to see how many points were going to be required because I knew with the way PvP was, I was never going to get it anyway. So I didn't want to depress myself even further.
Right. And, but there's a couple really exciting prizes. And so it's not like something I can sit here and go, well, I'm not going to do it. I just won't do it. Because I don't want to miss these. I really don't want to miss the radioactive turrets just because to boost the whole radioactive numbers in general. I really like that right now in the game. And so there's some certain in the weapon special, that type of things I don't want to miss. So I'm here in doing it, but not happily.
Just out of necessity.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's supposed to be the bounty's supposed to be, like everybody says, it's optional. Optional, my ass.
Yeah, for the people who enjoy the PvP, and PvP is what this game is about, it is not optional for them even a little bit.
Nope.
For people who want to be on that top level of defending their base, bounty is not optional for you, not even a little bit. I mean, I mean, what's optional in this game? Let's be honest. Playing the game is fucking optional.
Yeah, that is the only thing. Do you want to play the game or don't you?
Well, and to be honest, if they keep pushing things down the road that they are, playing the game is not an option I'm going to choose to take.
Well, I just lost another player today. Just a few minutes ago, I actually got messaged. They're done.
Well, it's hard to keep them, and I think that we're almost down to the hardcores at this point in the last few months, and I have stopped losing them at such a high rate myself because I'm down to the I'm down to the hardcores that we're here because our friends are here, and we're not here because this game is so excitingly fun.
Right.
But it used to be that's where we met them all. That's where I met my friends, But I am here. I still love the game a great deal because my friends are here. The basic design, the game, where I can build my own things, defend in my own style, do my own mathematic figures, my own builds. I love it. There's no game that matches still. So I put up with all the errors. But there's only so long that my friends will be here.
Go back, look at what the game was like pre-Reaver. Pre-Reaver, the game was so much fun. Reaver is when it really started to go downhill because that's when we started to get crazy repair times and stuff.
Yeah.
But go back and look at what the game was like from the day it started up until like the first Reaver hole hit. It was so much fun. It didn't cost you an arm and a leg to play, and you could play for hours and hours and hours, and that's how you would get the money because people are like, "Oh, I'm having so much fun. I want to spend this money." and because other people out there might be like, oh, I have to coin to get this prize. I have to coin to get this prize. I can guarantee you there's a larger percentage of people who don't feel that way, and they pay money if they're having fun. And the game is not fun at the moment.
Oh, back during that time, me and my friends, we were on here all day long, all night long. We'd be able to sit here. We'd be able to sit here talk. We'd talk 4 or 5 hours a night, a day. It was great. Great play. We were playing together, talking, and the game was fun to be on here and communicate everything. Now it's just, no one's on anymore hardly, unless you're hardcore.
And I mean, and there might be people that kicks that say, "Oh, this is being overly negative or being adversarial." No, it's me and these guys telling you what people in the game, how they actually feel. It's not my job to hold your hand and say things in the way that you want them to be heard. It's my job to represent the complaints of the community. And I think a lot of people that do this kind of stuff forget that sometimes.
Well, yeah. Well, the message I just got from a player was he cannot keep up no more. He's a level 109, and he can't do nothing in the game.
Oh, we got a George.
I mean,
you knew George would show. George would show up for the bitch session.
Yeah.
I thought you guys be done by now.
No.
Are we discussing how we have a lack of player versus actual player? And it's, I mean, I'm old fashioned. I might actually expect to, battle other players in a PvP event, but.
Dude, there's even a lack of player versus, there's even a lack of PvE in this event.
Look, I've been gone for most of the day, and I popped in the house twice today since this morning. And both times I was there right when it started, and I went out on the map. And I wasn't able to find anything under level 100. And I decided, I'll go hit this level 101, right? Nice and easy. It's something that I usually walk. And I go in, and I lost like my spot, the first spotter, because I carry 2 spotters. First spotter inside of like a second and a half. I was like, oh, we're not doing this today.
Yep.
that was a map, NPC base. So
yeah. Well, I lost a fleet going into a level 94, 92. I looked at it as why did that fleet die? Where'd it go? Oh shit! And then that took my other fleet in there. Oh, no wonder 92 with all freaking radioactive turrets in it. Well, with all the concussive turrets in it.
So, but it's okay. They have a plan.
But I mean, we've all come to the conclusion that they've just thrown their hands up as far as the PvP aspect of this game until their big refactor happens.
And they were told, we don't want to wait that long. That's
I mean, they've been so liberal in their use of band-aids lately with blitz targets for advanced resources and stuff like that. Why didn't you do a band-aid and give us the armor that people needed to actually be able to participate?
Hold on. I have to take exception to that one for a minute. How in the hell is that a band-aid? Because that's not a band-aid. The band-aid was supposed to be expeditions. And when those came out, they promised us the whole point of expeditions was to give us a quote unquote blitz type target, so we don't have to coin blitzes. They didn't want to do blitzes for those things. And now all of a sudden it's a band-aid. I mean, the band-aid would have been to just increase the expedition payouts.
Yep, I agree. You'll get an argument from me on that, but that's not what they did.
No, they did not. And this whole players first. It's more like players' wallets first.
I can't say as I disagree with that the way things are going.
I have 30. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm down to 13. I had 32 offers on the side of my screen earlier today.
32? Yeah.
32. Yeah. I thought
you noticed a
lot of money to buy things that I don't know, what are they going to be good for.
Yeah. Did you notice that the only good one that's been out in the last week or two is actually back in again? The one with the 2 days of tokens and 2
MSDs.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder which one was actually making money.
Exactly. I know. Because I bought one of those last time.
It's the only one. It's like half price, and then you get 2 bonus missile defense systems. Correct?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not going to buy it because I'm not happy at all with where the game is right now.
No,
I was
No.
tempted to buy it the first time and I didn't, and I'm tempted to buy it this time and I'm not because there's nothing. They're going against everything that they've promised, and for bounty, why? You said Band-Aid, which is a really good thing. Why didn't they at least adjust the mechanics in bounty? I mean, if they're really going to suck it up and be like, oh yeah, we know that PvP is screwed up and this and that, put that damn guaranteed amount on each base again. And who gives a shit about the exploit? Someone wants to exploit it, exploit it. I mean, suck it up for a month. You guys fucked up PvP. You're going to have to suck it up. Instead, you're punishing the players for your screw up.
Or they wouldn't have even had to do that. They just would have had to give us the armor that we asked for.
Oh, well, that's the easy. I mean, that just makes sense. Obviously, we can't go there.
That's too easy. Exactly.
no, but I liked the points on the players' bases for those times that you don't even want to exploit it. In all honesty, that brought some fun to base hitting. And when people said, "Aha, I banked on you," well, you know what? You actually still got some out of it, so it was worth hitting them. Or just I think it added some fun to the game. I know it was exploitable, but at this point, exploitable for what? A couple weeks of what?
Letting some smaller players get something.
Right. I mean, this is really these things aren't going to change the top end of the game. They're not.
No.
They're not. The top end is already at a point where it's sucking, right? And I haven't seen any items on this whole bounty that changes the top end of the game. So, yeah, I'm with George on this. That they should have at least, and the activity level was huge in that event. So if you wanted at least activity in it, they should have done it that way.
I mean, just something. They should have. They haven't done. The thing is, they didn't do anything.
Right.
What did they do? I think they removed one of the bankings that you could do today, right? Instead of 5, we got 4 instead.
Well, to the stuff that's 102 or higher, they added bonus points. But let's be honest, that's the stuff that probably has the turrets in that nobody can hardly get into anyway.
Yep.
So you are giving that top 5% a bonus of 200 points. Well, and I can't say that's true in all cases because, like I said, I hit a 115 earlier, and I got in with old MSCs that I never even put MC3 on yet. They still have MC2 on them. So I mean, there are sweet targets out there, but just the amount of time it's going to take you to find them and look for them is unbelievable when it comes to ass time. So adding those 200 points extra in there, you did not decrease my grind time at all. I'm sorry to break it to you. You did not decrease my grind time at all.
But the catch also is how many points do you need this time, right? I mean, if you want to get 4 Serbs and 4 Pyros, that's 80,000 right there, plus another 45 for the Revenant, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're at 125,000 and another 10 and 10. I mean, and heaven forbid if you need to catch up on anything else, like if you need
those
lower force or
5,000 each, ain't they?
They are, and the smaller players. Yeah, for the smaller players, I definitely recommend grabbing other turrets if you're going to get points, because I don't foresee, unless you're going to be on this game 24/7, you're not going to be playing this game. I mean, I'm not going to have time to grind. There's no way in hell. Not at all. If anything, I bring out the damn jackpot targets again. Do them every 3 hours or something.
Yeah, that's funny because Shane and I were actually talking about that earlier, and I actually specifically said, "Boy, I wish I'd almost be willing to go back to the jackpot targets because I could actually do all of those targets and had not. I don't know that it was necessarily fun doing them, but I could auto the hell out of them."
Yep. It's just, I don't know. This is and if you do choose to grind this. So you're now going to be grinding for the next 12 days.
Yeah, because right after the grind for bounty is over, the grind for the raid starts.
Yep. And you got the FM still to do. You still have, any of the TLCs that you want to do. And Lord help me, what the hell? I mean, I thought every single show, every single person was like, please, Lord in heaven, do not do any more skirmish campaigns. And hey, we got how many with us this week? 3?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to scrap my damn friggin' subs. And
I still like my subs.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to be like completely freaking negative, but I mean, holy hell, I want to enjoy the game. I don't need another job. I mean, shit.
Yeah, no shit.
And I was actually talking to a friend of mine because we do
You have one of those?
oh yeah, a couple of them sometimes.
How much does that run you?
I think I got them both on sale, so
Okay, good deal.
But maybe clearance even. I don't know. But we were talking about like StarCraft and stuff, right? And that game doesn't throw in tons of content, but man, do players still just play the fuck out of that game, right? And it's because the fucking game's fun. This game isn't anymore.
Well, and that was something that we brought up earlier. It's like they really need to go back and take a look from Blackwater days up to the introduction of the Reaver hulls, because and that time frame is when this game was the most fun, and people were spending lots of money because they had fun, not because they were forced to. And that's when you would look at number of people online, and you would see that number in like the 80s, 90s, hundreds of thousands of people. And nowadays you look at it and you're like 27,
Yep.
So the positive. So what are we telling? If we're going to say something good about this, what are we going to tell the lower players to go for? The turrets? I mean,
I think if you're a lower level player, and I mean, everyone's gonna be struggling to get points probably, unless you really absolutely are gonna be like on here nonstop. I would skip the first like 2 rows, as much as I'm tempted. Like if I don't have the points, I'm gonna have to. But I mean, I really want the Serbs and the Pyros. But if you're really limited on points and you've not gotten all of your stuff, you definitely want to get some cold snaps. You definitely want to get some Phlogistons. They're both at 5,000, which is a really good price.
mm-hmm.
I haven't played with the Conservator yet. I'm actually going to be playing with that in about 20 minutes, I think, if I can remember my shipyard ends when it ends. I like I don't know how much it is either because I have it. Or is actually which reloader do they have in this one? I don't remember.
Oh, hang on.
Zip Tide is the one reloader for the Conqueror.
No, he's talking about.
No. Yeah, it's like this. It's the CM.
Okay. Oh, the CMCR reloader.
Oh, okay. I like the other one, but that one might not be bad either. The one that gives you like reload on all sorts of crazy stuff. I love that one. That's a great special. I wish that was in there. I don't know about the drones. Do they have any of the other?
I say the drones, honestly, it's going to be easier to get 1 million points in the FM, I think, than it is to be getting 5,000 points in this bounty.
Agreed. So I would definitely I think I would concentrate on probably the first 2 things is the cold snaps and the Phlogiston launches. Those things will both do, the flogs will hurt, and then the cold snaps will just help out with certain builds.
Yeah.
So you want to have those in there.
No EMP blast for you.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to figure out. They have the drones. They don't have the EMP in there, do they?
No.
Right.
Is the drones the only one that they put in?
Yeah, I do believe so. I don't remember seeing the extinguisher or tactical focus in there, either one.
That's not cool.
Get those in the FM.
I mean, they're limited to 5, and there's the whole strategy thing. That's why you only have 5. Blah blah blah. But if you're limiting them only to 5, then put the motherfuckers in. Put them in.
Well, and let's be honest, I understand why they were limited to 5 whenever we first started in this whole disaster that's been Tier 7 PvP. But now, like, we've had so many Conqueror hulls, I think they need to kind of maybe up that limit some.
I think it depends. I think the whole quote unquote plan only had a limit of 5 total, like for the whole set. But the catch is the whole. Oh hell, that was one hell of a fucking thunder. I got a storm rolling through. Sorry. So I think the issue is with the whole Voltron idea, right? You're gonna need specific fleets for specific bases if it even works at all, which I have grave doubts about. So either you're going to have us have access to these things so we can build those multiple fleets that you want us to build, or fix the shit. Something's just not kosher on this.
So I don't know. The overall assessment is this bounty sucks. Try again.
Oh, absolute fail. I mean, and it's an absolute fail just because the imbalance. I mean, mostly the imbalance of PvP. You can't even look at what's broken in bounty now because there is no bounty.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why do you think this show is titled "The Bounty That Wasn't"?
Yeah, but anyway.
So yeah, I don't know. It just saddens me that they could have easily salvaged this bounty and they just literally chose not to.
All they had to do was put at least one of the armors in the FM.
Yep, that's all they had to do.
I have no idea. Like, I can't even fathom an excuse to not put it in the FM.
Unless, like I said, to me, it all comes down to they've just thrown their hands up in the air and said, "Yep, we're not even caring about it until we do the refactor." That's the only logical conclusion I can come to.
Yeah, but you know, if you're going to accelerate the release of these things, right? The point of accelerating the release is so that you can, let the players play with the stuff a little bit while you do the refactor. What they're doing instead is they're putting partial sets out here and stuff, and then going to do the refactor just as we get it all, which doesn't make sense because that's just going to frustrate everybody. You want to give your players enough time to play with the stuff that you just released.
Well, there are parts of me, and I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on for a minute. There are parts of me, I think that they don't understand what's broken, and they're waiting for us to get all the toys so they can be like, okay, well, this doesn't work. We need to change this. This doesn't work. We need to change this. It's more of that whole reactionary attitude that they've had instead of a proactive one.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Ross. You were trying to bring us back on a positive note there.
I kind of was.
We kind of pissed that whole thing down the toilet. I apologize.
Well, I kind of was because truly we knew this going in, so I know we're being a little negative, but we did see the negative side. We're believe us, we're on the game just as much as everybody else. So we saw it going in. We saw it bad by design. I mean, we called it a week before it started. Nothing's surprising here. It's exactly like we thought. So I think the game's kind of at a standstill. I hope, in my opinion, I hope the community kind of is slower down on a standstill too. Then, if we're going to be treated, I think we're being kind of
condescended to.
Yeah, and so I don't mind returning that, in my opinion. And I'll still be here and everything, but I'm not. I'm somebody that I coin fleets, and I'll coin the fleet the day after I get it. But I'm not even going to build this hull because why? They treated me poorly, and so I hope that others are doing the same.
Well, and that's a very good point too. But also, why would you want to spend money on a hull when we have no idea what's going to happen in this refactor and what it's going to look like?
Well, right. And there will be a couple because I don't know, maybe it'll have a week of glory, but I'm not sure it will even have that. I mean, it doesn't have anything. It's got its uses. Don't get me wrong. It's got the stats with the new weapon and in the special. It could really be used in some useful spots, but I don't think it's a game changer. And so I'll hold off.
And don't even get me started on having to build your Conqueror hulls like they're a freaking clown car and have one of everything on them.
Oh, gee. I mean, that's one of the And that's the whole
It's like,
Voltron.
wow, look at my ballistic hull that has one ballistic weapon on it because I had to put all this other shit on it to get my deflections right.
Right, but I think and that's the thing that they don't get is that their design, that whole Voltron thought process is that you're going to use multiple hulls, right? And come in like I don't even think they expected the sloth to last as long as it did. And rather than try and have a hull that'll survive, the entire channel, they wanted you to kind of cycle through hulls as you came up to that particular, defense part. The problem is that only works if you don't play this game.
Yeah, that only works if you have like 20 minutes. That only works if you have 20 minutes to hit a base, not 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with that point. I mean, I think that some gameplay is needed, and I think that would change the game a lot.
Oh yeah, George. I don't think George was here when we talked about that whole aspect of things.
What I miss?
Oh, when I said rather than spending 40 hours a week in meetings, I'd rather see him spend 40 hours a week playing the game.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they keep on like, well, we had meetings and we had this 2-hour meeting, and you know what? If you need that many meetings, then there's a disconnect somewhere, because when you're designing this shit, you shouldn't need any meetings. I mean, you might have to have a meeting to decide how to monetize it, but shit, if you're designing it, I mean, it ain't that hard.
But hey, what do we know? We only play the game every day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna go there.
We're still here. Hey, that's a good note.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I mean, this game, the thing that frustrates me, and I think the reason why, and look, we're all very, what's the word? I don't even remember the word for it, but like we're passionate. That's the word. We're very passionate about this game and I think part of it is because we've seen how well it can do, right? We have the comms that are like the world comms now. Those comms, the world comms, look like sector comms used to back in 2011, 2012.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's the catch that I think that they've got to try and kind of understand, that they're sitting on a game that has extreme potential. And I think that's why we get frustrated, just because we're passionate about the game, and the game has an exceptional amount of potential. I mean, it can be phenomenal again. The catch is whether or not they got the nuts to actually do anything about it that has to get done to actually get there.
I'm gonna go make a hat that says "Make Battle Pirates Great Again."
I already got the T-shirt.
All right, I'm gonna send postcards to them every day. Like a postcard that says "Make Battle Pirates Great Again."
Harlock 2020, baby.
Yeah, all right.
Did we miss anything in chat? Did anybody have anything in chat that we missed?
They were talking a little bit about wondering why the revenge was in bounty as a prize, and somebody said it's for the lowers. But I mean,
I can tell you exactly why.
Why?
Douchebaggery. Douchebaggery. Shenanigans, even.
Like, honestly, I would have liked to rather seen like the King's Writ in there for lowers, to be totally honest about it.
Yeah, for sure. It's just I saw it there myself, and I was thinking, well, this is just what I'm talking about, of lack of gameplay. We just missed this one and had to build it in with that type of hull.
In one of the shows they did, right? Didn't they say something along the lines of they wanted to kind of stop having players do like false trails or something like that, or false builds, or some crap like that? Why would you put the revenge in? Why would you put the what was it, the Twin Fire special thingy deal, whatchamacallit, who's was in the deals? I mean, if you really don't want people to waste their time on shit, why is this stuff in here?
Yep.
Why have the Buccaneer friggin' the Path of the Continent? Like that would be an awesome friggin' campaign if the Hydra was in it.
Well, actually, it would be an awesome. Honestly, it would be an awesome campaign if you could get the flag in it too.
But the Bucks don't do shit anymore.
I auto Bucks all day.
them.
I auto 98s with my Bucks all day long, so you can't say they don't do shit anymore.
Okay, well they do 98s. They don't do 103s. I mean, I auto with the Hydra. I could probably auto the 90 whatever the hell it is with Hydras too.
You
But then when
probably
the campaigns, when the campaigns come out, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? It's like if they had made the buck actually work like it was supposed to work, the way that the Hydra's working now, that would be awesome. And this is a phenomenal campaign for people because it's a co-op one, right? But if they're going to make a co-op one for all the stuff that you've got to do in the game with it, yeah, I'd like to see that have the Path of the Continent with Hydras in it.
Yeah, there again, since it's a co-op one, I don't think you should be getting that top end target. But I would have liked to have seen the flagship in it, and hopefully for the people who were able to get the bucks this time through that co-op campaign, I hope that they put the boon in the raid coming up.
Yeah.
That's
Wait.
my only
Hold on. You don't want the bucks to do the 103s?
I didn't say that.
Want the bucks to do the
okay.
I didn't say that. I said for the people for the people who don't have anything better that can't get the top end hull. This is great for them, and I just hope that they offer the boon. That's what I said.
You had said something about the top end target.
I did. I said that's I'm okay I said it doesn't matter that the bucks can't do the top end target because this will at least allow people to do something that's not the top end target to get base parts.
In my position right now, since when I quit, I only have the Buccaneers. And I don't have time to be spending on the Hydras. I am going to do the Hydra campaign and get those tokens, but I need to get my FM fleet worked out first. I'm still building Inferno.
Hell yeah.
Moment. You see what I'm saying? So at the moment, I would like to have the boon available to me, so I would go ahead and get it so I can hit higher than a 67. You know what I mean? I mean, getting base parts for me is a drag in the fucking ass. I only got 3 Buccaneers.
Hold on, 67s you can do with ironclads.
Okay, I only ever had one of them. I've got 3 Buccaneers. I'm going to use the 3 Buccaneers
to do the 67s.
To the 67s rather than doing some ironclad thing, you know.
Well, while you're doing your FM.
Unfortunately for Shane, Siege Cycle is when he always quits or has something happen. That every single time, that's when something bad happens and he gets behind.
At the moment, I do my icebreakers and I'll hit 2 120s. Then I'll break out. I've got my Greta done. And I drag the monos behind and I can hit like 4 114s for 2 hours damage. And then I can hit 111s with my 2 Zelos and monos.
Wait. Hold on. You got the Greta?
Yeah, I got the Greta and it's set up as a countermeasure.
You can do the 120s. You can do the 120s for like 13, 14 minutes of damage.
Only have one weapon on it. It's set up as a countermeasure. It ain't doing no 120 like it is right now.
It should.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Way off topic here. This is all stuff we can talk about. Ross has to go.
I do.
So, all right.
I was want to say, on a positive note before I go, that we still are on here. We're still grinding through. We do know everyone is in the same boat on this bounty, so at least no one has any special magic and is surpassing anyone. Those people earning the points are actually earning the points by grinding. So, grind away and good luck to everybody. It's my girlfriend's birthday, so I kind of have to go before.
Get out of here, Ross. Why are you still even here? You
right on.
Not even said I got to go. You should have just hung up.
Take care. I'm out, everybody, and good night.
Peace
Good night, Ross.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna call it here. Otherwise, Shane and George are probably gonna go on for like 9 hours about the FM, and we're already 20 minutes long, so we're gonna call it. Thanks, guys, for coming out and watching. Always appreciate you guys in chat. Welcome again to the new guy, and we will talk to you guys on Saturday. We should be able to do an open mic roundtable then. So in the meantime, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share us with your friends, and peace out.
Good luck.
Laters.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.